Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, as we're back here at the West Everett High School versus Collingswood. And once again, for the third time now, I'm joined by Coach Jason Morrell. Coach Morrell, how are you today?
Doing wonderful, Ryan. Happy to be here with you for another head-banging edition of West Everett Wrestling.
Definitely, and it's going to be another fun one today. Collingswood is not a team to look over. They are a very strong team with a lot of good wrestlers on there.
You know what, Ryan? They were a young team a year ago. We saw them twice last year, once in the regular season and once in the playoffs, and both matchups were won handedly by the Eagles. But all these guys were freshmen and sophomore. They're still relatively young, to be honest with you. But I think next to Paulsboro, they are probably on paper the strongest team in the conference. So, especially coming off of a poor showing on Saturday at Haddonfield, there's no doubt that from the jump, meaning from the JV, the Eagles are going to need it before you have success.
Yeah, I mean, you get those 220-pounders coming out looking like full-grown men on JV. It's a little scary seeing it coming out like that. Now we have Talon Terranoni versus Patrick. Talon with a quick low single, trying to get that. Brings him to the mat, has a Turk right here, needs to keep it, isn't able to. Needs to keep breaking down Patrick, trying to go for that cradle, gets it right to his back.
Talon was something to prove tonight, Rod. He got his first varsity start on Saturday, did not compete the way he would have liked to compete, so clearly coming out here with an attitude tonight. I think Talon is a guy that should really have a lot of success at the JV level. We're going to need him down the road, though, shortly down the road to start having more success at the varsity level. He's capable.
He's a very, very quick and very smart wrestler, so he definitely has a lot of potential. And now, Talon getting those two back points from the cradle, he did need to watch his back there. He was getting quite close to pinning himself, but gets out of it. Working in those boots, trying to extend them. Seems like he's rolling those wrists very good to control those wrists. Getting another power half in here. If he can hop to the side and run it, breaks loose. Patrick.
Talon, big cradle guy. We talked about it at the last home match where I was actually, getting on him like, Talon, you're shorter. You shouldn't be throwing cradles. And next thing you know, he's pinning guys with cradles and throwing cradles left and right. So clearly, that's in his wheelhouse. I will say he needs to come under control a little bit. Sometimes these young wrestlers get all fired up with something to prove and come out a little too hot, and you just need to tighten up the fundamentals and wrestle with that same kind of intensity, but wrestle with more discipline.
Yeah, I mean, we say West Everett's bread and butter is their house, but for Talon it seems like it's a cradle, and he seems like he loves running it.
No doubt.
Now Talon getting those 2 points. He needs to keep working for a half or a cradle. He needs to get his wrist back to gain back control, sit on top. Don't let Patrick up in those last 15 seconds. Trying to run that half again.
Yeah, I'm sure guys would watch the live stream from last week and said, hey guys, we're going to drill defending cradles. Defending halves. Because I think what we had out of 6 JV matches last week, I think 5 of them finished with half Nelsons for a pin. So
yeah, lots of halves that match. Even in the varsity, there was a lot of halves going on. Now 6-0 going into the second period. 7-0. See, Collingswood chooses top.
So that tells you that. I thought you said neutral. So that tells you that being down 7-0, knowing Talon's got cradles and a good ride ability, that they don't want to take a chance of him getting turned, of Patrick getting turned. So they're going to go top and take their chances.
Yeah, and Patrick seems like if they chose top, he's going to be very strong top wrestler, but Talon gets right out of that really quick within 15 seconds.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see from Talon right there as he starts to mature. Like, he's got so much quick twitch and lots of movement. I'd love to see him escape, turn, and just go right now. Close the space. Don't create too much space when you hit your escape, and a quick 2 takedown as your opponent tries to reset himself on his feet. I really like that chain wrestling. I think Talon's capable of doing it.
Yeah, one thing that's taught in West Everett is never stop. Just keep going, keep attacking. No matter what, try to get those shots. Talon in a weird position right now, but does get that single leg. Needs to lift it up, get a quick trip here, get his 2.
It's just too far away. He's shooting from too far away. He needs to close the space. Good job leaning on that leg.
Very good takedown right there.
Patient, smart wrestling, leaning on the leg, not trying to tree top or come up with anything where Patrick could reach through and get some kind of funk on him. He just kind of laid into it and worked himself down to the ground. I like that.
And right now he's controlling that wrist, trying to bring it to his back. Maybe going for another cradle, just trying to break him down. Yep, going for the cradle right there. Gets his knee to the side, puts him right on his back. It'll be a quick pin. Needs to scoot his hips away from him.
That's why I'm also a big guy, but that's why I don't like cradles, because cradles can put you into situations that are difficult for different officials call different cradles differently. You know what I mean? And what's is seemingly an easy pin, that if you can't get that inside shoulder to the mat, creates just, basically riding time.
Yeah, for smaller guys, I mean, they have more flexibility, so they can very easily kick out of that compared to the bigger guys who have that very good grip strength, very good upper arm strength, can just kind of hold on to that.
Good job by Talon being strong here. He's not in a good position, but he's doing a good job crowding his hips on the edge of the mat to not give up too.
Good second period by Talon, 13-0 now. He chooses neutral to get those 2 points to get a tech.
And this is where you find out what kind of mentality Talon is. Are you taking him down to get a tech fall, or are you taking him down and trying to take him to his back to get 6?
Yeah, I mean, he takes him down right here. That's an automatic win. But if he keeps getting him to his back, gets the pin, then that's 6 right there. The ref does not stop the match until they're in a neutral bottom position.
And we have seen matches before over the years where it comes down to, a guy who is in control of the match. We need the extra 2 team points.
There's a 2. Needs to work to his back right here.
Yep.
Has him on his back. Needs to sit back with it, chest on chest. Still working that back.
He's got to pry the back of the head towards the scorer's table and then work his chest back. He's not going to get it. Great job by Patrick fighting off his back and being flexible.
Very good match right there. 3 points for Talon. It's a nice match to first good 2 matches start off the night. Win for Talon. Very well done by him. And now we go to the exact opposite side of the spectrum from our 106 to our 285 with Ramir Vaughn. We talk about it all the time. The wrestler has come a far way along. You can see all the wrestlers up in the stands.
We do, and I think he's a team favorite going against Dowdy Henderson here. Looks like 2 puppies, 2 bear cubs, I should say, not puppies, on the mat right now. Would like to see these bigger guys from West Effort start really being more aggressive and turning up the heat. They're both big guys, both Ramir and Jabril. And they're both sophomores as well, though. So, I know you look at them and you're like, wow, man, these guys are big. They got to be physical. They're still young. So I want to see them emotionally and mature and competitively mature throughout the season, and hopefully Ramiro will show that tonight.
Yeah, there's a big difference between somebody like Mike Griff wrestling, who takes a big loss but just gets right back to it, cheering on his team, and a freshman who, once he loses his match, he just tanks it for the rest of the night. We see it in a lot of sports. But right now, Ramir just pushing against Dowdy a lot. Dowdy wrestling a lot on his heels, but if Ramir's not careful, Dowdy could get a snap down right here. Which would be very unfortunate.
Yeah, you never know who knows what. All of a sudden you think you're walking in and pressuring him, and then he gets over under and you're being thrown to your back. So you're right, Ramir's got to be careful with his weight. We just need to get on the back of the neck more. There's not enough.
Fortunately, it won't be too exciting now, but now that's different. But Dowdy needs to be careful of that too. Dowdy's going to be looking out for that. Dowdy needs to stay lower if he wants to avoid that blast single right there.
Yeah, Dowdy at a disadvantage weight-wise, but I do like that he's moving around. He's keeping himself in relatively good position up until that moment right there.
Bloody nose right there, it seems.
Is he poked in the eye or is it bloody nose?
I think it's a bloody nose, yeah. Here we see Gabby, our amazing trainer, coming in for Joe Pancella. Gab, we saw pop Cody's Thurston finger back into place last match here.
Yeah, fingers are the best. You injure a finger, it generally goes right back in, and even if you snap that sucker in half, you can straighten it out and tape it up until it heals. But it's things like knees and ankles and shoulders that you don't want to injure. So fingers, you got 10 of them, so shoot. Busting a finger, no big deal.
Here's Coach Shields coming out on the mat. The assistant head coach for our wrestling team here. Also, our wide receiver coach for football.
Coach Shields last year named Region 7 Assistant Coach of the Year. Comes from a long line of Shields wrestlers. His younger brother Gavin was a 100-match winner for us a year ago. His uncle, Mike Shields, was was a senior when I was in 8th grade, but would come back in the room when I was in high school wrestling, and a very tough and physical competitor, blue-collar mentality. So a long line of Shields, and obviously his brother Cameron, who was an excellent wrestler for us as well. So the whole Shields family, very much involved in wrestling. Coach Shields does a great job with many of our wrestlers, but, he works primarily with our upper weights, upper middle and upper weights, and he's doing everything he can with these young bucks and trying to bring them along. And I think, Rye, it shows a lot of confidence. It shows a lot of what Coach Shields how he is committed to these guys when Ramir takes a straight double, a blast double. It takes confidence for a big guy to shoot. It really does. It really does.
For any weight, too. That is a confidence-needing move. You need to be 1,000% sure you can hit that. And it seemed like Ramir was on that one right there.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get into the third period, and I want to see him wrestle on top, to be honest with you. I think big guys that have success in their careers are really, really good top wrestlers. They understand their hips very well and don't put themselves in a bad position. So, hoping to get to see Ramir in that position tonight.
Yeah, Ramir, as he gets a little more tired during the duration of this match, he doesn't need to stay low. He can bring his level way up, because I doubt he will get those shots on him. But yeah, if Ramir stays low, keeps going for those blast doubles right there, he'll be set for the match.
Dowdy working, he really wants to snap that head, put him out. I know he feels Ramir leaning. It's a nice attempt at a Russian.
Trying to go for that blast double again, can't lock it up. If he stays close, he can get a bear hug on Dowdy if he feels it.
Well, he can't stop his feet. It's either you commit or you don't. You know what I mean? You can't just reach for a leg, stop moving, and expect to suck that leg in. Not going to happen. What I would like to see is for Ramir to use when Dowdy snaps the head again, see him bum rush it straight up with his head up and use that momentum to try to get another straight double.
Dowdy getting really low here, trying to bring Ramir down the mat. Ramir can use that opportunity to get a quick snap down, get in the front headlock, get right behind him in these last 10 seconds of this period. Trying to go for that blast double again, gets locked up by Dowdy, trying to get right back to his feet. That's a bad position to be in.
Needs to be in a finish. I like the way that Dowdy Henderson finished the match right there. He's not backing down whatsoever. I think he knows the deal here, that if I get this big guy into the third period, I got a shot. And Dowdy, okay, so whose choice is that?
It was Collingswood choice right there.
So Collingswood chose top?
Yeah, Collingswood chose top, hoping to go for that suck back again or that half.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's trying to roll Ramir over, he's keeping his head up.
Yeah, hammer
his head up here, he'll be fine.
He's got a hammer down. Suck it out.
Another suck back, trying to get out of it.
Just some fundamental things that he needs to stop doing, or he's going to put himself in a bad situation. He cannot reach back. You must keep your head off the mat. Dowdy should be feeling pretty confident on top. I'll tell you that right now. Because he's been close a couple times.
And some electric in this gym right here, as both teams are cheering on their teammates very loudly. Collingswood stepping in that, and
moves belly down. Dowdy slapped the half on there and torqued that thing, we're in trouble. So
he can stand up right here, keeps his hips under him. He needs to keep fighting back to his stomach, get a stand up right here. Seems like he's got to go, he's going to out. Backbreaker for Dowdy right there. Now he knows he needs a takedown. He got close right there to sucking that back. I personally, when you get somebody in a situation where his back's to you on the mat like that, Ron, I like to go with an underhook and right to the chin and chin that thing back. It's much more uncomfortable for the other wrestler. Yeah, suck back. Not a very common move that you see, but it happens when a lot of wrestlers aren't especially experienced at sit-outs and everything like that and don't get up fast enough. And Dowdy was taking advantage of Ramir's slower speed, but Ramir back to his feet. And now Dowdy does need to get those 2 points to bring this thing to overtime.
Ramir's wobbling a little bit here. He's got 40 seconds to go. Dowdy's still got gas in the tank. Yeah, takedown ties it up.
That's the unfortunate thing about heavyweights. They have a lot more weight to move. They don't have the same energy pace as some of the lighter weights, but Ramir's standing up right here. He's standing in very good stance, but can't get Dowdy to get his 2 points. called out of bounds right here. Amir just needs to keep wrestling.
Big moment for a young wrestler right here. Get a stance, number one. Get in a stance. And right now, you have no song card. You're just pretending to work. Your collar ties, you're banging the head, you're rushing off. You do all these things to keep you in a safe position without doing too much.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't back up and as long as you keep fighting, don't let down, you get 3 shots in a row, you won't get a stolen call. Let's see. Well done by Ramirez, sticking it out to the end. Well done by him, and a very good job by Dowdy, trying to keep working him through the end of the third period. Let's go right back to the lower weights again. We have Rocco Vespi versus Morris.
Blake Morris.
Blake Morris.
A freshman. Rocco Vespi, son of the legendary Topher Vespi, a 97 grad. Coach Vespi runs our youth wrestling program, was part of our South Jersey Group 2 titles back in the mid-late 90s. A very tough physical wrestler. And you can hear Rocco's teammates getting jacked up for him. They want this as much as he wants it for himself.
Rocco's got that single leg right there. He needs to keep working on, gets his ankle back. It seems like Blake is going to keep working on, keep spinning around, as he should when he's in this position.
First-year wrestler, Rocco Vespi. So this is, I think this is his first match of his career, high school career.
He's fighting off that go behind pretty well. Still holding on to that leg, not letting go. He needs to keep working it up. Grab the second one, go to a double leg, take him out. We're getting a fresh start here. Yep, there it is, a fresh start. Back to neutral. Now Rocco needs to be aggressive here.
Yeah, and if there's one thing you're going to get from Vespi, it's toughness. And whether it's his first year or his 10th year, he's going to come out here and be tough. That's just the way that it's in his genetic makeup. But I would love to see Rocco do some fundamentally sound things here.
Yeah, and since he is just a freshman, I mean, we got 3 years to watch him grow, not including this one. So it's going to be interesting to see how he grows as a wrestler and a person. But right now, Blake Morris controlling that head, controlling the wrist right there. Both of them doing a pretty good job.
Blake doing a real nice job on the head club. Rocco's got to do a better job with his forehead placement and keeping his head up. He ends up in this single leg situation again where now the best he can hope for is a stalemate.
Still got that leg, so it won't be 2 until he lets go of that. Still holding on to it. Needs to keep building it up. Get to a good position.
He'll start circling to that leg right now. He's got it. He's a shot for 2 here.
He's a double.
There it is. 2 points right there from Rocco Vespi. Lots of juice in it. That's very well done. Lots of juice. Feels good. Feels good in the gym tonight. It's going to be a Donnybrook. And this reminds me of the Lower Cape May JV. You know what I mean? We had a lot more pins, but just really intense wrestling and both teams locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams, especially West Thetford, they're so happy to see wins right now. I mean, that's all they want right now. Obviously, that's all they want. But coming out for that Haddonfield match, they were looking very forward to, hoping to beat up on some Collingswood wrestlers right here. But Collingswood still, like I said, not a team to look down on.
I told you, Collingswood's, in my opinion, the second best team in the conference as of today, behind Paulsboro. So, I mean, the underdogs are the home team tonight, man. And I also think that the JV, man, I mean, the JV is a look at both teams' future. And as young as Collingswood is, the number of these guys, we got 17 JV bouts, I guarantee we're going to see some of those guys next year. So, for all intents and purposes, this is a look into the future. Rocco's got to fight off this half.
Yeah, he needs to turn his head around. He needs to pull that arm up, keep fighting to his stomach. Stacks on top of himself.
It's a good job by Blake.
Very good half right there by Blake. But he gets it.
Blake thought he caught a pin. I think Blake thought he was calling a pin.
Yeah, Blake obviously very upset about that.
Rocco, it's unbelievable, right?
You can't stop until the ref tells you.
That's right. Good taps on the
never stop.
Rocco's got to stop putting himself in bad situations, so another half's going to come. Give up that leg, flatten out.
He needs to fight off that cross face, get his face back down to the mat, get a quick stand over here. 2 points for Blake. Now the match was 5-3 for Blake. Rocco needs to get his head off the mat.
He took the words out of my mouth. Yep, took the words out of my mouth.
He's control his wrist, get his head off the mat, get a quick stand up right here, a slide by.
He's got to peel that hand. He's got to peel that hand off his head and look away.
Yeah, it seems like he's worrying about his right hand where he has the wrist control, but he needs to worry about the hand on the back of his neck. Yeah, with another hat right here. Let's see again, that one's working. Lots of juice from Collingswood. Very well done match by Rocco. Fighting off his back a lot.
Good job by Blake Morris there, too. That's a nasty half the man's got. Rocco, great job with his first match at the high school level. He's going to learn. He's going to get better.
Yeah, I mean, Blake is going to be a dangerous wrestler, it seems like. Now I believe we have Chris Hansen coming out here versus Nace. Chris Hansen, we see a lot on the mat. Like we say about a lot of the lower weights, they're very flexible and very strong. This whole West Denver team is very strong. Correction, Antonio knows.
I'm excited to see Chris on the match. I think this is his second JV match. I didn't see the JVs against Adamfield, but Chris certainly has potential, longer body.
Yeah, Chris getting that leg right there, but Nose working against that. Has that head locked up.
50-50 moment here. 50-50. Don't crowd your head.
There we go.
Sometimes you got to be careful. Load your hips on top when somebody's got a headlock because that's
they can flip you over.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Chris working that deep half, gets it in. Needs to get it back on the back of his neck. Fortunately, Nose gets it undone. Now fighting wrist right now to get a good spot. Needs to break him down onto the mat. Work that half again. I mean, Chris had it in deep at first.
Nice tilt.
Nice tilt right there. Can't get him on his back though. Seems like he's going to keep working for that. Nope, going for the half. Chris needs to watch his. He needs to watch his hips right here too.
He does. Former West Denver head coach Johnny Craig used to teach a great tilt series.
Get by a half right there. Very well done. And West Denver right back with the juice. Seems like it'll be like this all night.
Buckle your seatbelts, Riley.
Now we have Palvarento versus Florio. Palvarento, as we were saying before, wears those cutoffs in the weight room. I mean, he's got the muscle to show it. Another very good wrestler right here. Very aggressive right at the start.
You see Chris and Ryan built very similar. Great double.
Oh, nice double right there. Nice finish to it. Going for that ball and chain. Switching to a half right here, I believe.
Chris searching for some action here now. Gets Roman to open up.
Cradle.
That's a tight cradle.
Very tight. He gets inside, get his knee in the side of Roman Florio right here. That's exactly what he's doing. Needs to control him, keep it tight. Eventually Florio will give up some back points. Has his leg over Florio's leg. Let's see if we can get the pin here. Let's keep those hands locked. And there it is. A lot of juice from West Denver.
I want to credit some of that juice to the return of Captain Michael Griffin.
Michael
back
Griffin.
in the lineup tonight. And Griff, one of the best leaders we have in the school. And captain of the football team, captain of the wrestling team. He's certainly getting his guys jacked up.
Yeah, very excited to have him back at our 220 position after we did have to give a couple forfeits for that weight. And very quick from Lundfelt and Justin Pilla, right out of the circle. Very aggressive wrestlers already, right off to a good start. Trying to get that inside hand control. Jared trying to get that throw by. Now these lighter weight wrestlers, I mean, they're the exact opposite of heavyweights, obviously, but they can go for a lot quicker moves, a lot better shots. Jared going for a duck under, getting to a single. Let's go with it.
Justin Pilla is strong, man. Strong wrestler. This reminds me, seeing the way the JV match is going right now, I mean, West Denver and Collingswood, two very similar towns, man. This is basically a back alley street fight. We're just sending different brawlers out.
Yeah, I mean, in football, that's how it was, too.
Yeah. Oh, it always is. Super physical.
A lot of very physical game between us, too. And the season before that, it's always physical between us and Collingswood. Hope to see that in the varsity wrestling match as well.
Don't worry. From both teams.
Jared trying to seem like going for a headlock. He was going for that by the edge of the mat. He's got a wizard here to get his leg back, get right behind, get a stand-up maybe and restart.
Nice job fighting that off.
Good job getting his hips back down.
Jared, sneaky strong there in the lower half, man, and a tribute to the weightlifting that we've been doing the past 3 months for our wrestling squad as they look to get ready. It's the second time he missed on that head club.
Yeah, I mean, Justin can kind of see it coming. Looks like he's trying to get for another throw there. Does get, unfortunately, it's out of bounds. They're telling him they need to keep him in the circle, watch the edge of the mat. Carried right back to the center.
Neither one of these guys backing down. Really good stuff. A lot of action on their feet, going at it.
Yeah, very, very aggressive right here, getting those head clubs. And as you said, Jared has missed both of those head clubs. I mean, Justin can kind of see it coming as Jared kind of backs up and comes in for it right when they disengage. But, I mean, Jared needs to stand there tight. With that backhand, he can get a couple head clubs in here.
Well, the first one he missed, he actually fell right into a high crouch. It was impressive.
Go for another headlock here. See if Jared can get it this time. Oh, out of bounds again. Would have been bad for Jared. And Justin did get out of that, get right on top, but was out of bounds. 2 points are not awarded.
7 seconds here. Neither wrestler wants to give up a cheap takedown, which could, determine the outcome of the match to some degree.
First period. And Jared, we never see him really we haven't seen him throw headlocks yet, so it's quite shocking to see him come out with that, but you might sense that Justin is a little bit stronger, so.
Oh, he's being aggressive. He's taking chances. And at this level, right now, there's no team score. And your JV record does not go on your overall record, so I think I love seeing these guys come out and take chances.
Jared has his hips high right here. He did have a thigh behind half, but he did get a little too high, so Justin was able to grab that arm. He needs to reset, try to get behind him as much as he can right here. Stalemate called. Very well done for Jared, staying out of position, not letting Pilla get those 2 points. Jared back on top. Pilla needs to get a quick stand-up right here to get that 1 point. And there it is. Now we need to see some more aggressive wrestling. Jared trying to go for that head club again and misses again. Still staying aggressive, though. I mean, he's not giving up on it. Go for another headlock.
Gotta wish her down, get that leg back. Gotta wish her down there.
Yeah, Pilla, I mean, he's going for a lot of singles, so Jared definitely does need to get that wizard in there. Tweak his shoulder right there to get his leg back and get right behind. Quick level change right here, right back into it. Locking up on each other. Needs to keep him in the circle. Pilla's backing up, but I think Lundfeld is also pushing him, so can't really do much right there, but Pilla can use this opportunity if Jared is pushing him back to get a quick duck under double. And Jared can use that to get those. There's a throw by.
Both these guys now get in that position where, hey, we went really hard in the first period. Now we're going to take more calculated risks and shots. I don't think anybody wants to go big here unless they know it's going to be a high percentage move. And you can see that as they start working each other. Jared's got to be careful with pushing because there's no doubt that Justin has certainly has some offense.
Another throw by right there. See a lot of our varsity guys use it. Especially Jordan Byrne, our 170 pounder, loves his arm bars.
Jared doing a nice job trying to get back to his base working. Justin's got that arm bar deep. He's got to keep Jared's hips covered up if he wants it.
Getting that tight waist ending arm bar right there.
That's a tough spot. Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Jared needs to keep rolling through. Still getting more back points.
Great job by Justin here in the third period, man.
Yeah, I mean, Justin just hasn't stopped this whole match. He's just kept going, kept wrestling. Seems like he's going to get his 3 back points right here.
He looks fundamentally sound in the top position. Like right there, for example, an inexperienced wrestler doesn't know where their hips are, who's on top right there, is going to let Jared jump right on top of him there. But Justin did a nice job feeling where he is.
Yeah, Pilla, I mean, it happens a lot on JV. You could be a really good, strong wrestler, but unfortunately in your wrestle-offs you could lose by those 1 or 2 points, and I mean, it means the other wrestler was better that day. He could be better the next day, but I mean, still many opportunities. Jared gets a stand up right there.
Here's your headlock time. Here's your headlock time.
Down. 7 seconds left. Cola has 4. Jared has 1. Needs that big 5-point move to end the match right here. Let's see what happens. Jared going right into it. Needs to
gotta go.
Cola's still backing up.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a stall car right there.
Not enough, though. Not enough. Not 3 seconds, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will bring us to the end of the match. Very well done by both wrestlers, ending 4-2 in Cole's favor. Jared wrestling a good match there. When you go for this headlock, Jake wrestling his one opponent from Collingswood in districts every single year. So, I mean, there's a big rivalry back there. But now we get back to the match. James Lorman on top. Oliver Long trying to fight out of it. James in a good position, though, needs to suck him back. Getting that half in, needs to run it. Can't finish it off. Still going for it again. Needs to break him down to get that half. Turn him over. Trying to work it. Rolling it over. Needs to take his time right here. Like we said, half doesn't take a couple seconds. It takes a little bit longer than that. The James rolling back to his back. Needs to reset his chest on top of his chest. Here we see we're about to get a pin right here.
Good job using the chest.
There it is. Another pin by half for West Effort. James showing some good sportsmanship right there. Very well done by James, as we said. Very technically sound wrestler. Now we have Nicholas Graziano versus Matt Jubb. Graziano family, another big one, as we said last match.
Yeah, I want to see Nick open up his offense a little bit. I remember back from the Sterling match, he was very collar tie heavy. I'd like to see him open up and set up some takedowns.
Yeah, he's more of a, seems like he was more of a defensive wrestler now. Now he's pushing the pace a little bit, pushing against Judd, trying to get that collar tying arm, looking for a shot right here, trying to get Judd to step his feet out of place. Judd doing a good job, also keeping that collar tie though. Working back to the center. And there's little head taps right there, getting really annoying very quick, and you often see times refs calling for it, say don't get too aggressive, don't go towards the face, but instead the top of the head.
Well, the question is, why are you using the head tap? Are you using it to stun your opponent, or are you using it because you're setting something up? And I think that's what officials generally try to feel out with guys that do that. Like, if you're going to use a hard, stiff arm to the forehead, that's okay as long as you're going to shoot off and use it.
Yeah, and I mean, refs often do call it later in the match when it's a very close match, 5-4, getting a lot of aggressiveness. Very good single right there, though, by Graz, getting those 2 points. You can hold on to that leg, keep it locked up. Joe immediately bringing his elbows in, though.
Yeah,
trying to get that half right there.
Nice job by Graz right there with the, I couldn't tell if he Russianed off of that or if he...
Yeah, I believe it was a Russian grabbing that arm, throwing it by, trying to get that single leg right there. Graz trying to work this half right here, trying to get the wrist, bringing it across, needs to get his hips to the side. Then just run Matt all the way to the side. Good job bringing him across, getting that half in deep. Seems like there's got to be another thing there right there. There it is. The half by Graziano. Very good job, as you say. You want to see wrestlers bring it across the knee to reset it, and that's what Graziano did right there.
Reload.
Now we have Chris Andahar, another freshman.
Big Chris Andahar fan. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I got to watch him wrestle with Theron Tinsley, a strong senior, and Chris took him the distance, and Chris is going to be a good one, man. I'll tell you what.
Seemed like he was trying to get that Russian right there on Stephen Leak. A Russian is a very fun move to use if you know how to use it right. It can set you up for a very quick single. Seems like, again, another 2 aggressive wrestlers. Gets that low single in there right there.
See the crowd in his hips right there and kept running? That's what a lot of young guys mistake. They don't do. They stop. They hang on their knees and they're in trouble. And you know, Stephen Leak, the Collingswood wrestle, good job on the Granby here to try to make
it good for that Granby, but Chris has that
wrist
locked up. Yeah, there's a tilt. You can get cheap points off of that. Really easy back points, and they can work something off against it. It's like we see here in armbar. You can get that to the side and run that.
Yeah, that's why a lot of these tilt guys, they don't necessarily hit tilts to score points as much as they do to take your mind off the tilt so they can get you with an armbar.
Trying to get that leg in right now.
Take your time.
Bring his arm across. Stop for a potential hazardous move. Bringing his shoulder really far back. You see a lot of injuries happen like that.
Chris has a lot of tools in the tool belt here. He's showing a lot of different things on top. The past few times we've seen him wrestling.
Yeah, we've seen the half. We've seen the lot. We saw the armbar and toe right there.
Stand up by Steve.
Very well done. Chris brings him right back to the other out of bounds. Now, Chris wants to something. He's going to quick arm chop in there and bring him right back down. Now, leap back down on bottom, Chris on top. He's going to get a quick breakdown right here, get him back into that armbar position.
So, 1 out of 2 situation here. If you find yourself in trouble, you want to give up an escape and not a reversal because you know what's coming with Leak. I mean, he'll reverse you and throw his boots in and get some quick back points for what hit you.
Going for the armbar again. He's going to get it to the side and run it.
Got to reload it.
Leak doing a very good job here defending, though. Can't get that 1 point, though. Right back to the middle. Yeah, Chris with that armbar, he needs to work out to the side to try to run it across instead of being opposite. Unless he's going for a different type of armbar, but it's very effective to just get to the side and run it over.
I love it. He lined up on the opposite.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. A lot of technical wrestlers do that. They line up on the other side. I mean, it confuses your opponents because most wrestlers are on the right side.
Right, when you got a guy that loves Granby rolls like Leak, well, he's probably used to running more Granbys from when the top guy lines up on the left than the right. So,
there it is. Chris running to the side, running it across, getting those back points. If you can bring that other leg over, it could potentially be a pin. Leak doing a very good job trying to roll through it, though.
Reset yourself here.
Yeah, you can reset into a half if he keeps running that.
You got to settle.
His hips on top.
Yeah, he needs to settle back. He's too high. Good
change, back into that half, though. He needs to lift that head up, get his chest on his chest, sit right on top of him. Now, armbar takes a lot out of you.
Leak doing a great job fighting on his back right now. It's a tough, difficult position.
Yeah, Chris grabbing that head again, trying to get that arm back. Chris in a very good spot here right now with his hips back, chest to chest.
He's still going to get his chest back. He's still too high. Leak will throw him.
Yeah, I mean, Leak's still trying to fight off that. He is not giving up this pin.
I don't know that it's worth it to get on top with that.
There he is. Right near the end of the second period, a nice pin by Chris Andahar. Very well done by both of these wrestlers. Now we have Andrew Ty versus Kevin Glaze. Andrew, another very aggressive wrestler we saw in the football as well. He's very strong, very aggressive.
A couple tough JV matches for Andrew, but he's learning and growing in every single one, and we want to see that continue here. 1% better. That's all we're looking for, 1% better.
Yeah, I mean, if Chris can just stay under control with his body, do really clean moves, he can get easy wins here. There's a quick snap down right there to go behind, get 2 points. Trying to work that half again.
Settle down.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes in the period. I mean, we can take our time here instead of just trying to go for very quick moves that won't do much. Kevin, though, trying to fight off of his stomach, trying to work up. Andrew doing a good job of keeping him down, controlling his wrist. Keeping his hips on top of Kevin's hips. Working for a cradle, though. Be better here when he's sprawled out to get a near side cradle. Just run your head into the side of his ribs, bring it back up into your arms.
You see Andrew trying to walk that bottom leg out. Oh, Peterson. Andrew stays in control, though. No points exchanged.
Right there with the Peterson.
Okay, now you better keep that wrist high because Kevin's throwing Petersons and rolls from all over the place down there.
Yeah, I mean, but now Andrew knows that it's coming. I mean, he just stopped another roll right there. If he catches him in the right position, he can get Kevin in a pin position from that Peterson. Still keeping Kevin flat, though, controlling his wrist, trying to get that half. Just needs to keep working and take your time. Still doing a very good job.
Two are a testament to both of these wrestling programs that we can have 17 JV matches.
Yeah, I mean, we the last couple matches, we only saw a couple out of that. but now we do have those 17. But Kevin getting another roll right here, right near the end of the period.
If you're a longer wrestler like Andrew is, and you got a guy that likes to snag elbows and wrists and roll you got to keep everything short game. Keep that elbow high, keep it out of there, control his wrist, but always know where that, if you got a tight waist, you don't want it. You know what I mean? You're in a bad spot. You got a tight waist and you got it. This is where you want to go. Spiral rides and seatbelt rides.
Nice stand-up right there. Very quick and very well done. Right back to the attack though for Andrew.
That's called winning the whistle.
Yeah, I mean you can't sit on bottom. Let Todd do what he wants. You can't let him grab your ankle. You can't let him grab your wrist. He needs to just stand right up. That's what coaches always say. First move. It's your first move to get out of that.
I know when I was at Monmouth, we always say you've got 3 cautions before you give up a point. So you get in a situation.
Nice single right there.
You should be on the sideline trying to time up the cadence of the official when you're on bottom, and then you want to try to jump that whistle. And you'd be surprised how many times guys get a free point because they know the cadence of the official's whistle, and they just time it up and jump it. And if you jump too early, so what? You get a caution. Big deal. Restart. Not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, refs always have their tells. I mean, if you're with a ref for a while, you're going to know what hand movements he does before he's about to blow the whistle, things like that can give you a tell to when to stand up. And what Kevin just did was very smart when Andrew got that single. Kevin felt he was falling back, didn't want to go to his back, so he just immediately went to his stomach instead of trying to give it. He didn't want to give up his back points, instead just gave up the 2. Now Andrew working.
Did he get back points yet?
I don't think
no backs.
Yeah, no backs right here. Andrew's still working on top though. Kevin seems like he is turtling up a little bit, keeping his elbows in, trying to build up his base.
Let's see Andrew go power half here.
Yeah, he's trying to work that half in right now.
Watch it.
Kevin getting another roll though.
You get a 2 count?
Yeah, he got the reversal count.
Okay.
No back points. Andrew still up though, 5-4. Gets another stand up, 6-4.
All right, so now you know what you're working with. All right, Kevin's got really good bottom rolls. Peterson's big man rolls. Let's get snapped.
There's a quick 2 points right there, right at the end of the period.
Short arm.
Giving up those 2 points. Very good roll.
Yeah, I think the official here is going to recalibrate that call right there.
Yeah, once checking with the head table, if they think it was too.
And it was.
Coach Aaron over there doing an amazing job this whole season so far. Our lineman coach for football, very great personality to have on the sidelines.
Good decision. Neutral. I mean, this is basically a takedown, let him up situation just because you don't want to end up with another Peterson. I'm sure tomorrow in the room you're going to work with Andrew on how to defend Petersons, but so we want to score and then.
Yeah, Andrew's been having those good snap downs all match, and there it is again.
8-7. Now cut him loose. Let him go. Cut him loose. Please get up. Please get up. Yeah. If you're not going to roll that wrist right now, that's the move.
And one of the best things to do, we saw it in the varsity match. When they're letting somebody up, they need to keep pressure on them too. They don't just want to let them get up with an easy 1 point. They need to make them work for it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But don't put yourself in a position where you get reversed. Andrew needs to get another snap down right now.
Well, I know we're playing a take him down, let him up game right now, but Andrew does not need to rush anything. You know, it's a 10-8 match right now. You go trying to rush your offense on your feet, and you're going to get caught.
Hey, Kevin almost getting a front headlock right there, trying to snap him down. Andrew needs to use that length to his advantage. He needs to work his moves. Can't let Kevin dictate the match. Can't let him keep him in close. Andrew's still doing a good job, though. Kevin with his heavy clubs to the back of the head. 50 seconds left in the third period. 10-8 right now for Andrew Ty. Still working right now. Seems like Kevin is getting a little gassed, but as we know, wrestling is a tiring sport. Both wrestlers, definitely.
Both wrestlers are tiring out a little bit. Again, that's why Andrew has to be careful. You start snapping to the mat and him driving right into you. And I don't know how much offense Kevin has on his feet. He's much more comfortable on the mat, it seems like. But you're going to have to start cutting it loose pretty soon here. We got 30 seconds to go, down 10-8.
Yeah, I mean, once we're close to this back half of the match, we need to watch from Kevin for those big moves. We don't want big moves being scored against us right here, like those headlocks, those tosses. I mean, the guy Kevin Size, it's a specialty for these types of guys.
Agreed.
Andrew just needs to keep fighting that, though. He's kind of stall out time right now. Can't give anything up in these last 3 seconds. That'll bring us right to the end of the match. Another very good match between West Deptford and Collingswood. Very well done by Andrew, and very well done by Kevin.
I have 8-3 West Deptford right now in matches. So West Deptford JV doing a nice job.
James Dircini, or as again Coach Morrell loves to affectionately refer to him by Juice Box, versus Max versus Barrow.
I had a lot of juice out of James this morning when I saw him, so he was downgraded to the Juice Cup. I'm looking for him to rebound and show me the Juice Box.
Yeah, with some aggression coming out of James right here, trying to get that throw by on the arm. Max seems like he's a very quick wrestler, trying to get those nice shots in there.
Yeah, certainly a strong wrestler. Longer than James. It's going to be a good matchup right here.
Yeah, I mean, strength versus length is always a very good matchup in wrestling because both wrestlers want to work their own different moves. The lengthier guy wants to work his shots while the little stockier guy will want to work more of those power moves like those blast doubles, halves. So Max here, I mean, I'm sure we'll see if he's on top, he'll want to go for that cradle, while James will probably want to go for that half.
Okay, these guys feeling each other out right now, seeing what they can and cannot get away with. Not a ton of offense from James. Max doing a good job kind of pushing the pace and moving him where he wants him. James being patient, though. I like it.
It's going to be a hard offense for James, though, because he is going to try to look for his legs. Both wrestlers are getting a little aggressive right now, going for this heavy head clubs right here. And like we said, this is where the pushing in the face right here will come into play if the ref thinks they're being a little aggressive at the beginning. We see it at the end. A couple points will be called, most likely.
So good sprawl by James right there. Try to go for the go behind, but he needs to post in that near side armpit with his left hand in order to keep Max from throwing that left arm up and stopping him from going behind.
It might be a lot more defense from James this match and waiting to get on bottom and top. Maybe going for those quick rolls or just trying to get a stand-up right back to his attacks. I'm excited about what the second period is going to hold for these two guys on the mat because they look evenly matched on their feet. Call goes to West Deptford, choosing bottom. Now we will get to see what Max has on top. Or we might see, again, that quick twitch by James Lucini getting right up.
So he jumped the whistle right here. Come on, Juice. Good switch. He left his arm hanging.
Trying to get that stand-up right here.
No cradles. No cradles. Nice job.
Right back to his feet. Needs to stay aggressive. Max staying right on that. Not letting James go. Not letting him have the break. James still got those head clubs in there. Same with Max. Has that claw right in the back of the neck. Working for arm position. To, again, try to get their feet in a bad position where they can get a quick shot in.
Nice job by James putting moves together with going right from a switch to his feet there.
Yeah, chain wrestling. I mean, you've been talking about it all night for these past few matches. We're going to see wrestlers not just sitting there on the mat. We're going to see move after move after move to try to get up. Max trying to use his length to his advantage, staying back. Maybe looking for that low single, going for the ankle, maybe an ankle pick. More nasty head clubs.
Yeah, boys are mixing it up here. Yeah, I know Max probably wants to get to that outside single like he tried in the first period, but he wants to be, doesn't want to give up an easy two for James either. James is not taking a shot yet. Nice throw by.
Very well done. Single leg right here. Needs to bring it back up. Go back up. There we go. Nice
right on
by James.
Right on cue. Little shrug to the near leg right there. Well done.
Now James will use his strength. He'll keep his chest on top of Max's back to keep that pressure down on him.
He's got to be careful with that elbow. Do not want to get the...
Full Nelson right there. Putting both hands behind the head.
That is... He knows it. All right, he knows it. Let's move on. Moving on. got to be careful with your emotions here. And these young frosts that get fired up here and make a mistake like that. And all of a sudden it's 1-1 for no reason. And stay out of that spiral emotionally where you get mad at yourself for doing it and now you can't focus on what you're doing. So I want to see some emotional toughness out of Juice Box for the next 15 seconds. We're getting a short time.
James needs to watch the locked hands right here. The ref was about to call him for it.
He just re-grabbed the wrist, re-grabbed the opponent. Opponent grabbed his hands, he re-grabbed his opponent's hand.
Very well done by James. Controlling those wrists, keeping Max on the mat in these last few seconds of the second period. That brings us into the third. It will be Max's choice. 3-1 for James right now. Max chooses bottom.
Both these guys look like they got plenty of gas in the tank here. Let's get it on. 120 seconds.
This will be a nice end of the match. I mean, you get to see Max on a lot more from a starting position on bottom.
Oh, man, he's got to watch locked hands. You call it. He just...
Still not locked hands right there. He's break him back down, bring him to the mat.
Promise, he wants that 2-on-1 to bring him back to the mat, and he's almost accidentally grabbing his own hand, which, as you said, would be a locked hand unless it's in a pin combination.
Yeah, I mean, from that, his left hand is on his wrist, so he can switch sides, go for a tilt.
Good back pressure from James. Get him off his base here. He's working at it.
Yeah, still trying to work and breaking him down. He's got a spiral ride would be very well done right here, getting his hand on the inside of the thigh.
Max doing a nice job staying on his base, giving himself an opportunity to come to his feet at the first sign of light. This might be it where James lets go that 2-on-1.
Yeah, and if James doesn't lock hands right here, I mean, if Max gets up, gets the 1 point, then gets a takedown, I mean, it's a 4-3 match for Max.
James has to watch his hips.
He can get bumped right here by Max, get him flipped over. If Max feels that, could be very dangerous for James. He needs to work his hips back, stay behind him. Trying to bring him back down with that 2-on-1. Still trying to control wrist to keep him down on the mat. 40 seconds left in the third period, sorry. James still working that 2-on-1 to keep him down.
James got to be careful not to get caught for stalling here. But he's not really trying to work a turn. He's trying to hang on that 2-on-1. And
Max getting a little frustrated right here, it seems. If he can get a stand-up right here and get the 2, that would be very good for him.
I mean, it's good. There
it is, a stalling call.
Well, 17 seconds left. That's your first one, so...
At this point, you can't just ride out. I mean, when the period first starts, it's not very good to just ride out because then you do get the stalling. But if James can hold on to him here for these last 12 seconds.
No rolls. Watch the Peterson. No rolls. Short.
He just stay back.
Shorten the wrist. Get that wrist back.
He just keep his legs back, keep his hips back, stay in a good position. This brings us to the end of the
good match.
Well done by both wrestlers. Very well done by Juice Box, or Juice Cup as you now call it.
I'll give him Juice Box back now to get the win.
And we have Joey Barquero versus
Jeremiah Van Zandt Gregory.
Van Zandt, sorry. Joey, another one of those technically sound wrestlers.
For those of you who are anticipating seeing the varsity matchup at this point, we still have 5 JV matches to go of our 17. So it's a JV jamboree right now, which is awesome for our young guys who have not gotten much wrestling. But
Joey being very aggressive right here, but so is Jeremiah.
Joey going for a high crouch right there. He's got to clear out that top.
He's stepping down, get that shot right away. I mean, Jeremiah will be in a stunned position, so it'd be a very good time to go for a shot. What I would love to see out of the wrestlers that already did wrestle is some juice. We don't want to see them distracted. Don't hear much of that anymore, unfortunately.
Well, the varsity guys are in getting warm, so we've lost that. Fun fact here, Joey's father, Yater Barquero, also heavily involved in our youth organization, is a Collingswood graduate. Wrestled for the Collingswood Panthers back in the day. So, Joey may be a little bit more fuel to the fire to beat his dad's alma mater and bring a win home for the Eagles, as well as, I believe, this will be his first JV win. We'll get it done.
I mean, knowing his dad was definitely talking about this, how Collingswood is gonna try to beat up on us, but Joe needs to fight off this single leg with a whizzer, get his leg back.
Nice job. Start taking the face out here.
He's got a cross face right here. As you can hear all the fans shouting, he has a quick cross feed, get behind, get his leg back. Still trying to work behind. Jeremiah still has that leg holding on tight.
It's a high leg over. Take that lead leg. It's still got a lot.
Might get called for a stiff.
Needs to cross face. Needs to cross face.
We can break his hands. Seems like Jeremiah has that strong grip.
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
High leg with the right leg. High leg. Don't let him relock it. Don't let him relock it.
Almost getting two. There it is. Two right there. Very well done by Jody.
Love scoring points at the buzzer. Hate giving up points at the buzzer.
Brings us into the second period. It would be Collingswood's choice. They choose to defer. West Effort chooses down in West Effort fashion. Wants that one, then two. Nice quick stand up into those 2 takedown points. Now Jeremiah, another longer wrestler. Let's see what he has on top. Joey going for a quick switch right here.
Nice job.
Very well done. Working for that half again. Needs to spread him out. Doing exactly that, rolling him over his head. Has his head locked up. Needs to keep him on his back. Getting those back points. See if it can end up being a pin. Needs to get both his shoulder blades down right now.
Plenty of time, Joe. Settle back. Sometimes when you're in this position on top, you think you need to do all kinds of movement and change rate. You don't. You just need to settle in. And
there it is. Very well done by Joe right there.
Congratulations, Joseph.
I mean, proving his father wrong. Right there. Very well done by him. Like, there it is, the 2. Just stay on top here for these last 5 seconds. Don't let Vincenzo get that 1 point for the stand-up. Very well done.
Solid first period for Marcus Carter. He's getting better. We talked about wanting to see these JV guys get better every match, and he's certainly showing it. He's going to be a dangerous wrestler down the road. Only a freshman.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time to grow, like a lot of these JV wrestlers. I mean, we're hoping to see him on our varsity lineup sometime this year. Next year will be one after that. Some more blood time now.
Jimmy Crickets with the blood time.
Doesn't seem like anybody's bleeding. It might just be from one of the past wrestlers. Yeah, no blood. Gabby again out here doing a great job. Being very quick and efficient about it so we can get right back to wrestling.
One of the difficult aspects of having so many JV matches is, you weighed in at 4 p.m. and then you sat around, if you're a varsity guy, till 5 p.m. When the JV match started, you sat around again till 6 p.m. So you've got about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes kind of on the shelf. And it's not always easy to keep your emotions in check and stay away from that swing of, your nerves start kicking in when you're going to the weigh-in, you're looking at your opponent in the face and you've seen it, and now you got to try to stay even keeled, and then you got to start trying to get really hot again, Yeah. To come out and wrestle, it's tough. So, great challenge here to both of these teams after having to sit around for a while, and they're going to have to come out and hot. I think, Riley, I really believe whoever comes out and can create the most momentum from the start is going to go a long way to see who wins the match.
Yeah, and like you were saying, I mean, it's hard to just sit around and not stay warm. And you see a lot of varsity wrestlers before their match. I mean, they run around side to side, they're on the bike. And a lot of people will say, why are they doing that? Aren't they tiring themselves out? But if you raise your heart rate before your match, then you won't raise it as much during the match. I mean, if you're going into it with a low heart rate, then raise your heart rate very quickly. You get very tired very quick. So, I mean, that's why wrestlers need to stay warm. They can't just sit around.
Right.
Really, any athlete. But now Marcus back on top after that blood time. Very well done, taking him right down to the mat with that 2-on-1. Trying to get that ball and chain again. Might be able to go for a tilt here, though. Get some cheap back points. Try to extend his lead. Seems like he definitely wants that ball and chain right here.
Yeah.
Just trying to stack him. Good job bringing him right back to the mat, though. Yeah, I mean, Vincenzo's just super long, so it's going to be hard to get
nice cross
on his back. Very well done taking Marcus back. taking Vincenzo right back down on the mat.
Nice crossface from Vincenzo. Good job eating that crossface by Marcus.
Crossfaces lead to a lot of broken noses. Seen a lot in my life from those.
Look for that tilt. Can hit the tilt.
Trying to get through that now. Has that leg locked up. Just stand up and get out quick. He needs to fight his hands, get back into a good, powerful position.
Vincenzo working hard for a turn. Here we go. Here's your last attempt here, Vincenzo. Got to hit it.
Marcus needs to turn away, get his hands off. Vincenzo still has hands. Not a spectacular Marcus started, but
showed some good takedown. Obviously, fatigue set in. He's able to hang in there. Certainly some opportunities. Good match. I like that. That's a quality match right there.
Here we see again, 17 matches. You're going to see some repeats. Here we have again Caden Thurston. And then after this, we'll have another repeat from Ramir Vaughn. And one more match to finish it off. Caden, we saw earlier, did give up 6 in the first period his first match of the night. Let's see if he learned. He has his coaches on the sides. We have Juan Gallardo, sorry. Looks like a very strong wrestler, very beefy. Caden needs to keep fighting off that mixer right there.
Like I said, Caden he's a bigger kid as a freshman. And the unfortunate reality is you can get bigger dudes that might be older and more mature than you. And
very strong wrestlers up here at the heavier weights. They have more weight to put on. They can put on a lot more of that muscle. Juan seems like he's working those wrists, trying to get an arm bar in here. Caden needs to keep working up to his base. He needs to get a stand up right here, get his wrist back. He needs to keep fighting. He can get a stand up right here, tries for the sit out. Juan doing a good job staying behind him, gets a spiral ride, working for the half. Juan trying to get that arm bar. Trying to work it back, digging his head into Caden's shoulder to get that arm back. Caden can get a stand up right here. Juan doesn't have much on him. So, he also needs to be careful with his locked hands right there. Caden still has another very good chance to stand up right here. He needs to fight off the half, get a stand up right here. He's pretty much out of that. He needs to pressure his back into Juan to try to get that stand up. There it is. He needs to fight his wrist onto his hips, gets taken back down. He needs to get a quick stand up. There's the cat and drill.
Well, the important piece to the cat drill is that bottom guy stands up, top guy takes to the mat, and bottom guy stands up.
Stand right back up. You can't take time.
That's a critical piece.
2 points given up in the first period.
All right. Okay, Caden.
Still fighting them off.
Hanging in there.
Gets the choice.
The name of the game here, Ryan, is Caden, take it the distance and see if this guy's got gas in the third period.
Yeah, using all that strength, it takes a lot out of you, so. Very, very good conditioning, though, from West Deptford. We really see it. Wrestling, as a lot of wrestlers will tell you, will make you the best shape in your life. There's nothing better than wrestling. But he needs to fight off his half here, look away, peel his hand off, doing a good job defending it.
He's got to get this to the third period.
He needs to build back up. Can't turtle up here. Head off the mat, needs to recoil his hips back into himself. Fight off that wrist. Juan trying to go for that ball and chain right here. Caden doing a good job, still fighting that off. Needs to get those hands off the tight waist, get a stand over here. Keep his head off the mat. That's a very key point. You can't do anything if your head's looking at the ground.
Affirmative. Hand flake, get your head off the mat. Get your chest up. There you go. Okay.
High hips right here by Juan for a second. Some experienced wrestlers will feel that right away and bump their hips. That just comes down to experience in the wrestling room. Locked hands right here. Free move for Caden. He can do anything he wants with points. And Juan just lets him up instead of keeping him down. Now Caden can work this shot right here. It's 2-2 already in the second period. Just needs to work his shots. Can't let Juan control him. Goes right into a front headlock. Needs to keep fighting out of that. Stay in front, Juan.
Face him. Gotta go here. Gotta go.
Gotta stand up right here. You get that one back. Collingswood coach is telling him to cut him. Doesn't seem like he's doing it though. Staying on top.
Caden's got to come up. Just start working to his feet.
Yeah, he needs to get a stand up here so he can get that 1 point. Juan working that arm bar though.
It's below the elbow. It's going to get called. That's going to get called for potential game.
Yep, there it is. He needs to keep the arm at 90 because it can be very dangerous.
He needs to stay above the elbow. Above the elbow on the arm bars. Where it becomes potentially dangerous.
And if it wasn't important before, it is super important now to get that quick stand up, quick twist.
Clear, a lot of guys, you see a lot of guys doing cages, they clear their arm, but they don't bring that leg.
Yeah, that's a vital piece to it. I mean, you're bringing part of your body up, but not the other half. And that's the most important part, your legs. He needs to keep his head off the mat still. Juan high again. Caden needs to bump his hips to potentially flip Juan over and get in a very good position. So Caden brings it to the third period. He needs to stay in it, needs to keep some energy. Juan chooses down. Let's see some top running by Caden here. If you can break him down and keep him down, I mean, he can go for that power half. Doesn't seem like he's going to get a cradle, though, against Juan.
He's
trying to get the sit up with his locked hands. Like you said, a freshman.
Tried to spiral ride, and he just went to the wrong side. Oh, man. That's killer.
He needs to chop the arm here. I mean, Juan is a little bit bigger, but he needs to chop that arm, keep him down. Trying to go for a spiral ride right here. Another locked hands, though.
It's going to be 1 and then 2.
Yep, for the reversal.
That's going to open this thing up scoring-wise.
Now 8-2 for Juan. Now, Caden he can't just give up here. He needs to keep working. I mean, that's what we love to see. We love to see people just keep working through whatever.
Come out of that. Come out of that. Now scramble.
Get a quick stand-up right there. Like you said, chain wrestling needs to keep working moves. Back to his power position. Needs to get up right here. Can't let anybody take his arm. He can get a quick stand-up right here if he clears that arm. Tries to go for a sit-out. On the sit-out, though, you need to complete the move. You can't sit there. That's where you get sucked.
Bobby Fox.
So like I said, I mean, Ramir took the win in the first match. Love to see it again. Love to see somebody come right back from the first match right at the beginning. We'd love to see some improvement out of Ramir. I mean, he looks like he is wrestling a heavier guy right here. Bobby Fox, also a sophomore.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah, Bobby coming out with some aggression right here, working back to the center. Ramir needs to keep pushing. Can't get locked up in those weird positions. I mean, if he runs into Bobby like that, he could get thrown, which would be very unfortunate to see in the first period. Still working hands, still working for a good position.
Come on. I just want to see he's got to continue to develop his offense on the feet. Russians starting to work half a man instead of straight down the middle. You get a collar tie, you start working straight down the middle. If you're not going to bang on the back of his head with head clubs, and you got to start to cut the body in half by moving left and right. And the young guy learning maybe some arm drag action.
Yeah, but by no means is wrestling 2 matches the same day easy. I mean, tournaments, that's very tough to do, but I mean, just got to deal with it. Just got to get it done. IAO, as you say. Nice head club right there. He needs to keep working those. I mean, we saw from Ramir in his first match, some blast doubles coming out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby does seem like he's getting high, so he might be able to work that here. Bobby exposing his legs, bringing both hands to the back of the neck. Bobby trying to pull Ramir in, though. Trying to get his, another nice head club there. Ramir pulling him down.
Yep, keep going. Just keep hammering. Keep hammering that head to the floor.
Needs to keep snapping him down.
Keep hammering that head to the floor.
He will go eventually. Needs to keep working that.
The thing is, you gotta have multiple head clubs. It's not just one.
Yeah, not just one at a time.
Get his weight moving forward. Get your hips away. Suck it to a front headlock. Work them down to the mat. It's got to be a progression and a purpose with your head clubs.
Collingswood is bottom here. Ramir on top.
All right, here we go. Throwing the marbles right here. It doesn't miss you. If Bobby gets out, I'm smelling overtime.
Ramir doing a good job there, like I said, keeping his hips on top, working those moves, controlling wrist. Ramir is a very good top rider. Very good at working his moves, very good at cut. Just as I said, that Ramir gets a little too high, though. Back to their feet. Now, Ramir needs these 2 points right here. I mean, this is where elements like juice comes in.
This is going to be... This is all the making of a ride-out period. We might have our first ride-out of the year. I don't see either one of these guys. A lot of offense on their feet. If this match ends in regulation 1-1, we'll go to a 1 minute on your feet period. If, again, no takedowns, we'll go to a ride-out. Three potential ride-out periods, 30-second ride-out periods.
This is where, like, elements like enthusiasm from the teammates come into play. I mean, you want to be cheering on your teammates to take that shot, to go for the chance to take them down.
No doubt. No doubt. And this is also a great experience for Ramir. You know, let's talk about toughness, mentally and emotionally and physically. And this is what it's going to come down to. What he doesn't need to do, and I know everybody's like, well, you know, we're a half hour over the varsity stuff, but what he doesn't need to do, he doesn't need to try to force a shot to end the match in regulation. He does not need to do that because you force a shot, you put yourself in a bad situation. You know, be patient here. Get the W, get yourself into overtime. Give yourself a chance to win the match on the mat, as opposed to putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation for really no good reason.
Yeah, Benny looking at the clock, I think he is realizing how little time he does have left in goes to Ramir, definitely choosing bottom right here.
Yeah, but you got to wrestle out to 30 seconds. You don't escape a win. This is not sudden victory. This is ride out number 1. And we go to ride out number 2 no matter what, unless there's a pin. So Ramir's goal here is to escape and score as many points as he can.
If he doesn't want to get that one, then I mean, this is where getting a twist comes.
The juice you're talking about, right? There it is. It's got 5 seconds. It's got 7 feet.
Because we got Mike with
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
There we go. I'm going to point. You can stay on his feet right here. 15 seconds left. This is where choice comes into play, because, I mean, you need that energy to get out from bottom. And once you're a little bit more gassed, you can sit on top, just ride him out.
Right
here needs back out a bit.
Now comes here's the worst case scenario, which cannot happen. Ramir cannot lock his hands. He cannot. If he does lock his hands, just stay locked and don't let him up.
Just give him 1 point.
Okay, that's it. That is good strategy. That is good strategy by Coach Shields, because he knows that an inexperienced wrestler like Ramir, as he gives me Coach Shields, going to be the link, would lock hands and then let him up, and then it's 2-1 and so. So this right here, people at home are going, why don't you just give him a point? Yeah, we want to go into the sun ride out because it's just too dangerous to put Ramir on top right now when a locked hands and an escape and lose the match for him. If we're going to do a lot, if we're going to lock hands, have it be in a ride-out period. Not saying he's guaranteed to do it, but it's just too much of a risk.
And who knows, maybe Ramir sets up a shot right here to get that blast double, get this too.
He's got to be careful of the headlock. You saw Bobby come with a headlock earlier. And
yeah, he's looking for those big moves right now.
Yes. Okay. We're going to leave it up to the coin toss.
Let's see. Very beneficial for Ramir to get that bottom.
Yeah, our choice. We scored first. He's asking, we scored first, so we get the choice. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're going down.
Choose bottom.
All right. Here we go, big dog. Right out of there, baby. That's what it's all about.
Let's see who Ramir's got left in tank. This is where the stamina comes into play.
Oh, no doubt. Must stay on his base. All right, Bobby gets on top. Let's see it. Here we go, boys. Cannot flatten out. Must stay on his base. Cannot flatten out.
Ramir needs to keep fighting, get his ankle back, stand up. That would be a stalling, eventually, if he keeps holding on.
No, that's not going to be a stalling. Can't flatten out, though. He needs to get to his feet.
He's got a quick stand up right here.
Let's go, call. I'll take it. Let's go, call.
Now, Ramir needs to get right up out of this.
So Bobby rides for 9 seconds. Who wins?
Once again, we need that juice from both West Dufferin and Collingswood. We'd love to see juice out of
Great match by both guys right here.
We're going to get right up.
Great job by Bobby coming back and riding hard after giving up a quick escape in the first ride out.
He's got up right here, get that ankle back.
Nope, not going to happen.
Fortunately, Bobby has him.
Nice job. Nice job, Bobby.
Still fighting good. Very well done by Bobby. Very good match by both of these wrestlers.
Need that taste of ride up here. Good job.
Very well done. Very well done by Ramir coming out after a first match. Riding out for that long.
Need to get the escape. Nate Benner
again.
Wrap it up for us against Patrick Talley, who was
off those cradles. Choice goes to Collingswood. He chooses defer. West Dufferin chooses bottom. Like we said, a quick stand up right here would be amazing. Get that one free point and then go for those two. Patrick keeping Nate down on the mat, grabbing that arm. Trying to get that arm bar right here. He needs to do the same thing that happened earlier tonight. He needs to get out to the side and run it if he wants to run that arm bar. Nate needs to fight it off, cinch his arm down.
Patrick's got to be careful with his hips here. See how his hips are low? That's it. Nate's got a good job by Nate getting parallel to the mat right there. Yep. Grab your own hand, hammer down that shoulder again.
Yeah, just needs to cinch it off. I mean, you can't get much if you can't get your arm all the way. Patrick let go of that now.
Nate moves together, Nate. Put moves together, Nate. Yep. Nice job.
Has that tight waist. Patrick breaking back down his arm.
Tough ride on top from Patrick. Long little guy.
Trying to go for a cradle right here. Needs to maybe some extend right here. Gets a baseball bat. Very well done.
Push away, get your point. Push away and get your point.
He's get his legs back. Get to stand up.
That's smart.
There it is. He's to keep attacking.
Right to your offense. Yeah, exactly. Right to your offense. I agree. Right. That's an opportunity right there where there's that little lull as you're backing out where your opponent starts to relax for 1 second that you can reach out right there and do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick was sitting on the mat. Some wrestlers may complain about it. They may complain to the ref. I was standing up. I was taking my time. But that's not how it works in wrestling. You're right to it. Happens a lot in varsity matches. People realize maybe somebody's fixing their headgear, trying to fix their hair, make themselves look pretty, and then go for a shot, get a takedown. Nate's still doing a great job attacking.
I wouldn't know about fixing hair or looking pretty.
Nate fighting to get that leg. Patrick,
trying to score here.
Nate fighting that off. He's getting behind.
Good job.
Good job.
Points at the end of the period, man. They're just deadly. Exciting match here, 3-2.
We can see a little bit of that fatigue from Patrick because he did wrestle that match earlier. Very close one right here. Very good match to end the night off on, too. Seems like they were both very evenly matched. Both two very good wrestlers.
End the night off. We're just getting started here, Riley. Come on, babe. It's just a warm-up.
Moving that crossface, trying to get that crossface cradle again, has that leg locked up.
He wants
very far on the
tricep. Wants that corkscrew on the far tricep and trying to roll through. He's got the leg trap there. He was close last time, but
working that half. Very good job switching the moves.
There it is. Reload it.
Needs to bring it right back across his knee. Trying to go for that cradle again. He locks it up. It'll be very good for Nate. Can't seem to do it. Patrick doing a good job, again, staying extended so he can't lock up his hands.
Nate just needs to be really smart on where his hips are. He's at one. Again, you get in trouble. 1, not 2, he's got to cut him.
Yeah, just let him lose.
Oh, what a crowd. Cement, right into a cement mix.
That's his job right there. Needs to bring his hips back.
Way to put moves together, Nate.
Getting those back points right there.
Be careful here. These leg guys, they got good hips.
Needs to kick his leg out. Kick it out right here. There it is. Very good way to end up off the JV night. Rolling right into the varsity after this. So everybody stay tuned for a wild match tonight with a lot of juice.